A very beautiful afternoon to you, and thanks for joining us on yet another amazing episode of Flipside on Independent Television, reaching you live from the city of Benin. Yes, that ancient city. Now, for starters, Flipside is a unique show that tends to want to take a look at issues from different perspectives. You know, they say variety is the spice of life, right? And it gets boring sometimes just focusing on one aspect of any matter. Okay, so there is always a flip side to every issue. So that's basically what this program is all about. My name is Harry Igboje, and of course it's my pleasure to have you join me on this episode of the show. Now today we're having a very, very important conversation. It's rather funny, but at the same time it's also very, very interesting. It's something that has to do with what youth and the young people are passionate about. Okay, so it's a topic that has to do with young people's passion. All right, Stanship. What exactly is it about young people and stanship? Okay, so the topic is the youth and the stan culture. What exactly is it about young people and the things that the stanship basically? Why are young people so passionate about certain celebrities, certain public figures, certain musicians, certain influencers on social media? What is it about stanship? So that's basically what we're discussing today. And of course, I've got three amazing gentlemen in the house with me, you know, to do justice to this topic. To my far left is a brother, a friend. He is passionate about young people, and also he is a sports enthusiast. But today he's not here to discuss sports. He's here to discuss the youth and stan culture. He goes by the name of Williams Ejai. Welcome on board, bro.
Thank you very much, Harry. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's good to have you. And of course, seated next to him is my brother and my friend. He is also very passionate about tech. Okay, but today he's not here to discuss tech. He's here to discuss the youth and stan culture. It's good to have you in the house, Mama.
Thank you very much, Harry, and thank you for having me on the program.
And of course, I've got someone who has only been on the show just once. He is a young chap, and I'm sure he has something to say in this regard. He goes by the name of Osaro Edokbayi. He happens to be a public affairs analyst.
Thank you for having me, Harry.
Thanks.
And good afternoon, viewers.
Good afternoon and welcome on board.
Thank you.
Okay, so guys, we're discussing the youth and stan culture. Okay, so I guess it's very important that we take a look at the concepts, right? So let's examine the word one after the other. Stan. What does that word connote to you? What comes to your mind when you hear the word stan before we begin to look at the culture? So maybe I should start with you, Momolawal.
Oh, okay. Stan means, I want to assume, it comes from, actually, it's originated from a song done by hip-hop artist Eminem back in the days, and the song was called Stan. And it was, in the song, what it narrates was that it's a different kind of fandom. Okay, we have a fan, but this is a particular kind of fan that is obsessed with this celebrity or whoever is, you know, standing. Okay. And so stan means when somebody goes over the board, trying to be so much into a particular celebrity, or maybe a footballer or any of such. So okay. Stan to me means someone who has an obsession. Maybe somehow wants to, you know, practice what that person is doing, like literally, and you know, follow the person every day's life, rather than just being a fan from the back seat. So Stan is like always on the front seat, and is that person that is so much interested in a particular celebrity. That's what it means to me.
Okay, amazing. So I guess it's safe to say that stanship is taking fandom to another level.
To another level, yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Momolawal, for setting the discussion in motion. Now, Williams. Stan culture. How did you get to a point where a lot of young people have become so obsessed with celebrities that they influence virtually everything about them?
You know, just like you said, where you get so obsessed massively that you want to start living their day-to-day life just as the way they portray to you. You know, like so much obsession. You just want to get impressed. You know, you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to check what they are doing and what exactly are they saying, to the extent that you can even start bullying people because of them. You understand? So it's becoming so bad that you now have zones, you now have cliques. You know, you can start calculated the Whiskey FC, 30 BG, the bonus, the Ororos, the Ajano, and other stuff.
Why did you have to mention Ororo?
When I mean Ororo, anybody that's watching me now will know what I'm talking about. That's relating to football, Messi and Ronaldo. So it's just like that. So these people go the extreme into wanting to make sure that their daily life is all about these people, that they can even insult people, bully people online. The one of the places whereby is on FLIPSIDE, Twitter, that is now X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah, that seems to have become a battleground for.
That's just a battleground. So if you are lazy, if you don't have that, if you don't even love yourself in the first place, and you get into that space,
that zone,
and then you just throw a little jab on one of those celebrities, and then watch and look at how they will come after you. You understand? Let me give you a very simple example. You know, one of the artists, Burna Boy, dropped an album, and I've forgotten the title of the album. I think his last album.
Okay, no signs of weakness.
No signs of weakness. Yeah. And one other celebrity who is into showbiz said no sign of weakness. You know, so I think it was the word he used, and then somebody now replied him that no sign of trying to body shaming because he's too fat. No sign of fitness. And I was like, wow, look at stray bullets, those kind of. So that is how people so take their celebrities like their precious joy, that when you come after, they don't even know who is going after them, but they're just ready to come and start attacking you. So that's how it is in this society now, becoming so upset. They really don't know that you are really going out of board. It's going out of hand. Okay,
so they are not conscious of.
They are not conscious. They are not conscious. If you're even telling them, they start giving you reasons why they are even doing what they are doing. So the only thing is that you just pray they don't take it the way it is on Twitter. Formerly X.
They don't bring it to reality.
They bring it to reality. A lot of things will be going on, and then the Nigerian police will be on their toes.
We pray it doesn't get to that point. Now, Sarah, what factors do you think drive these young people, to stand celebrities to a point where they even start taking it personal?
First and foremost, you have to look at the passion they have for this for this so-called celebrity.
Okay.
You also have to, like he mentioned X, formerly Twitter.
So,
people want to set the trend. You go to the trend table. Oh, who's trending? If, for example, the video is trending, you wake up in the morning, you swipe your phone, you go to the trend table, and you see that the video is trending, and Whiskey is not trending, or the Burna Boy is not trending, then the Whiskey fans that call themselves FCs, they will try and make sure they trend an hashtag to ensure Whiskey is also on the trend table.
To ensure that they outdo.
Yes, they want to outdo each other.
And
they don't care what the consequences. Let me give you, like you cited an example. You may so rest in peace. One of them lost his son in fire.
Yeah, true.
So I was so, bamboozled emotionally when I saw somebody, who was standing.
I feel like the whole of Nigeria was moved by that particular case.
Then, one fan, I don't want to mention the person's name now, just came up on X and tweeted something against the child.
So that's taking it overboard.
It's taking it overboard. So there's this kind of excessive love and passion, and if it's not curtailed or nip in the bud, like he said, we don't pray they bring it to reality. It's going to be chaotic.
So you're saying in the sense that the love itself is not a problem,
the excessiveness.
Excessive.
Yes, too much of things is bad. Like sugar is good, right? But too much intake is bad. Salt is good. Too much intake is bad.
True.
Loving Whiskey is good, but excessive love for him is bad.
A problem. True.
Yeah.
Not to the fans though, but then.
No, Mama, I would like you to throw more light on that. When you say not to the fans, what does that mean?
Because they don't understand. Some persons don't know when to separate reality from, social media. So some persons just feel that they are going to, sorry to say, but they will die for this particular celebrity. They will do anything.
Die hard fan.
Yeah. So
I guess that's where that term came from.
Yes,
die hard fan. Yeah. So you see now they go overboard and try to do so many things that become toxic in reality. So, and I think we're going to discuss.
Just like somebody, now when you introduced the sport enthusiast, there's somebody now who is waiting for Manchester United to win 5 game
In a row.
before he can cut his hair. That hair
Yes.
has been.
It's a stand of Manchester
Are you
United.
serious?
It's very
A
strong.
die-hard fan.
Then
Not
there
in
was
Nigeria,
one who-
though.
There was one
Not-
who
not in
died.
Nigeria?
Yes,
No.
yes,
Okay.
there was one who died this morning. He's also a 62 years old man. You know, how to tattoo the logo of Manchester United on his forehead.
How's that much
To
a
see
fan
how-
can
how
move from
people
fan
can
to
move.
stand?
That's pretty interesting. Now, Mama, I would like to ask, don't you think that borders on some sort of mental illness or something? Because, you know, I guess when just like they say, when a certain thing gets to a certain point, then you might now begin to question the mental state of the person involved. So when you begin to go to the extent of tattooing somebody's name or somebody's logo on your body or on your face, or just like Williams just cited, the example of the man that refused to cut his hair until Manchester United wins a certain. You understand? Don't you think that borders on mental health?
Of course, it does. You see, it depends. People have different ways of expressing their likeness for different celebrities or a brand that they like. You know, but then it affects because now it has moved. It has now even moved from just fanning a brand or a celebrity to, you know, worshiping this person. You know, if this person says this is how we're going to do it, this is how we're going to do it, regardless of my own opinion. Yeah. So it affects people mentally because now some persons are so obsessed. They have anxiety. They come on social media all the time. They are addicted to social media. It can lead to you not sleeping on time. You can see that even some persons now become so toxic and they can start engaging in arguments verbally online, and sometimes even take it to real life. And you see them, you know, fighting in real life, like fighting because of a particular fan, a particular celebrity that they stand. So I think it affects people a lot of times, but it's always important to strike a balance rather than, you know, pushing yourself towards the left or towards right too much. You know, try to be in the middle. Try to remain a fan. Even if you are standing, try to stand with common sense.
Wisdom.
Let us understand what you are standing.
Okay, let's understand what you're standing.
On the
I like your wordplay there.
On the psychological part,
Okay.
you know, you cited an example how the old word stand came about.
Yes.
You know, this young man was sending series of letters to
Eminem.
And there was no response.
Yeah.
And then the young man forgot to know that his public email is not directly operated by him. Even his public number will not be on his hands.
And one of the times I sent a letter to Eminem, the letter fell down from when they were pushing to deliver it to him. So Eminem did not get the letter. And even when he said he met him on the show, he wanted to greet Eminem and he brought his own little brother. Eminem did not see him, but he felt Eminem was beefing him.
So you see,
he thought he was snubbing him.
Now, these people, you should understand that these people have that protective system around them. The number you see about them in public, that number is not with them. Is on the PA's control. They have the private number that you can't see in the public. Only their close friends.
And just to add to what Emmanuel Williams is saying, it's added now the end of that song now, because I think Eminem was trying to pass a message, because I believe he must have had this, you know, fan base too much to him. He's trying to tell you guys, I like you, I love you as a friend, but why are you so mad?
I know the guy committed suicide.
Try to understand. I do want you as a friend. I don't just want to do some crazy.
And interestingly, I saw a clip on social media of recent of a pastor who was saying that, see, I know that there are lots of women out there who love what we do, who admire us for what we do on the pulpit. But you see, you guys need to take it easy, you know, especially the married ones. It doesn't make any sense, you know, putting us
above your husband.
Yes, you understand, putting us on your status, on your, you know, DPs and stuff.
Yes.
Said you are the reason your husbands don't like some of us. You understand? And what you just said reminds me of that. So I feel like there's really nothing wrong, you know, fansing someone, so to speak. But by the time it gets to a point where you are so obsessed to the person,
you worship the person,
you are worshiping the person, then it becomes a problem. Thank you so much.
Let me add to that in a few seconds. You know, growing up, because we cannot even exempt ourselves. Growing up, I was a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo. A huge fan.
You say was?
Yeah. Okay. I'm still.
You still are, right?
Yeah. Even up to this point, but not to that crazy level. It was back then. You know, back then we love Cristiano. Most of us, he was still in secondary school. You understand?
No, we can take time out and argue.
You understand? We can debate. We can argue.
Banter.
And then when we watch Cristiano Ronaldo play, and he does not score, or his team lose the game, Manchester United as at that time
performs below expectation,
or he performs below, you know, I feel sad as at that time. Like, I don't even eat. Anytime Manchester United, so it gets to a point, my mom asked me and said, "What's going on? Did Ronaldo play?"
Even your mom could see.
Yeah, my mom could see it. Yeah, and then she asked me, okay, just for her to be kind to me, like, did Ronaldo not play? Oh, don't worry, okay, come and eat. You know, she tries to pet me and all that. So immediately I, you know, left secondary school, I was like, is this life?
Does this even make sense?
Does it even Ronaldo is making his money? He's earning,
You're
as at
here.
that time, he was earning like over 120,000 pounds weekly.
While you're-
Man was
While you're
that
here,
bad.
while you're here beating yourself up.
Suffering.
My own was that bad that before a Man U match come up, I must eat. My parents made me that you must eat because if you lose now, you will not eat.
No food.
So I was made to always eat before we
Okay.
watch football.
Okay.
That is Man U. That was my because then it was so bad. I can be so upset that whole night. My
Your
my
whole
mood
mood
is
will be gone,
spoiled.
yeah.
You don't talk to me. If I go to school the next day, you don't talk about Ronaldo anyhow because man, you feel exchange blows. And it's not supposed to be like that. That's when the toxic part comes out.
The only part I get to console myself as a Manchester United fan is that when I lose, especially on penalties, throughout that day, I try to replay the match in my head and create my own win.
Create your own happiness.
Yes,
I see.
create my own happiness.
All right,
So-
guys, thank you so much. Well, it's still Flipside on independent television, and today we're discussing the youth and the stand culture. We have to go on this break now, and when we return, the program continues. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back. It's still Flipside on independent television, and we're discussing stand culture and the youth. Now, the question I would like to ask next is how does stand culture shape the identity and self-expression of young people? You know, a lot of we understand that the young people are naturally expressive, right? Both in writing and in speech. Does stand culture in any way enhance their mode of self-expression? Who would like to take the first shot?
Yeah, I would like to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
It does. It helps them to be creative. You understand? It also helps them to build their own fan base, because these people who call themselves
Celebrities.
celeb or that support celebrities now, they also have their own fan, right? So the more they post about people's favorite celebrity, like me for example, I'm a Davido fan, and that's a stan that post about him every day on X. I'm going to build a fan base. Yes, people are going to
a fan base of like minds.
And when I build that fan base, the more creative I become, the more the more followers I get, and people also, you see people, they write it DMs for ads and promo. You understand? So they also help promote younger acts, like upcoming acts. Promote them for some token, and they make money, and also it helps them to monetize their platform too. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, positively. There's a lot of good sides that come from standing an individual, be it a celebrity or a brand, for example. For me, I would like to always say that there was a particular time I was watching Big Brother Nigeria, and I liked a particular housemate. His name is Mike, and I liked this guy so much that I liked how he dressed. I like how he, speak. I used to admire him so much. I did not take the toxic part of him because we're all humans. These celebrities or brands we're working with, people manage them, human beings manage them, and they can make mistakes. So because of that, standing at how I was standing, finding this guy, I started dressing smarter. I started working in a particular way then.
So he started influencing you positively.
Positively. That was when I learned how to listen and not listen to argue. You will not even believe. Because before I always listened to argue. So then I now learned how to pause for a while, because there was a time he was having an argument with a fellow housemate, and he listened to the housemate. When he was done, he said, okay, I've listened to you, and he did what he was going to do eventually. So and I liked the way he handled that. I also learned from different celebrities, be it Ronaldo, because I'm a fan of Ronaldo, and also Whiskey FC. I'm a Whiskey FC fan. You say you're a Davido fan. Okay, I said we'll not go and start again. But then I'm just on a lighter note here. So it makes me now learn how this person's, if I'm watching this person, I may emulate some of the characters I like about this person. That's why it's very important to know you are standing. Don't just stand anybody or just fan anybody. It's very important to
study their personality.
Study personalities, and it may be a role model for you or not, but it can also help you to build your own person as a man. Because we always need someone to look up to and admire, so that we don't derail out of the way.
Thank you so much.
For them, I listen to good music, and I draw inspiration from Burna Boy. He speaks to the street, why we are Nigerians.
So you can relate to much of what he says in his lyrics.
There's how to, those kind of word of encouragement. Also tell you how you should relate with your friends in the street.
So you think Burna Boy inspires his fans?
Yes, he inspires his fans. And then apart from that, what do you gain from these things? That if you are very consistent, now I really don't see too much gain, like a free gains that come from just like Rose of Bell. How do you put that word?
Birds of Roses.
Bed of Roses.
Bed of Roses,
You
yeah.
know, there was one that got recognized recently by Davido from TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think a Ghanaian guy.
consistently posting and posting
Okay,
and posting and
okay.
posting and posting. Different artists, you know, started posting continuously, but it took somebody else to recognize him who is close to Davido.
So it wasn't even Davido himself.
So it wasn't even Davido himself. So you see, there, if you can keep on to consistency, so you don't know who is good, but you don't know that it is definitely not going to come directly to the person. But you need somebody who will see you and magnanimous enough to pick you and say, okay, I recognize so person, because it took Martin Sose, the very dark man that was, to send the video to him. And he was even busy at that time, and he told him, okay, he posted the video on his own TikTok handle. He didn't watch the video. So now this is very dark man giving the narrative on his own platform.
Yeah.
So as being a friend to Davido, also like his fan also, you see, there are big names who also found these big names too.
Yeah.
So he now said that, okay, it was even after he was done with his busy schedule that I now went to watch the video and say, no, not just posting this video, this guy is good, get me the guy's contact. And they sent him money. So this is like one out of a series of like thousands or even more than thousands that he has been posting.
Yeah.
You understand? So now then, apart from this, there's really nothing else that you can get, but you just have to understand that these people, you must look at the bright side of them. Just like I said, because of his lyrics, that is what I get from it. So I don't really go more than that to start saying, okay, I start arguing and then taking it to, fine, I can argue. I'll argue based on his lyrics. That is the best thing I do. But going on board, say, no, you are useless, you are this, that. Oh, you people, the FC, they are so this, they are so stubborn, bullying ourselves because of that. No, I really don't engage in that, because if you go on that street of X, you will see it. You will so, like, there's even one that is waiting for one of them to be recognized. Kata Efe. Sorry for pronouncing his name.
Yeah.
Waiting for this bros. He said he's Oga Whiskey to recognize him. Tonight we no date.
Still hasn't been
recognized. Still hasn't been recognized. And the guy is doing things.
So he even sang a song.
Just to get Whiskey's attention.
Machala.
Okay.
So he need another big figure who also fanning him to say, okay, how far you recognize this young man? You understand? So, so you just need to be consistent for you to be recognized. If you have it in mind that you want to be recognized, so you need to be consistent for you to be recognized.
Okay, now, Momo, I would like to ask, can arts actually be compared? You're going to respond to that question, okay? Is it possible to compare arts? You know, arts is just like beauty. It's in the eyes of the beholder, right? So what you call art, what's beautiful in your eyes is probably not beautiful in somebody else's eyes. But is it possible to compare artworks? And that same thing that applies to music. Okay, somebody, just like he said, Burna Boy, you know, is known for his lyrics, and there's somebody else who's known for his vibe, so to speak. So is there any basis for comparison? You're going to be responding to that question right after this break. Please stay tuned. All right, welcome back. It's still Flipside on Independent Television, and the topic today is the youth and the stand culture. Now, Mama, before we went on that break, I was asking if there's any basis for comparison as far as art is concerned.
Yes, of course. People have different opinions to things. There's some persons out there that would like so much loud music, and some persons that just like music at the school. You know, we have people that would say they like Sheyi vibes, now, which I do not like personally, but I would say I like Whiskey. Now, comparing the two of them, or Odumodu Black, for example, compare the lyrics of...
Just like right now, we have this squabble between the Odumodu Black and Black Bones.
Okay, so I don't like either of those. But if I was going to pick out of those two persons, I'll pick Black Bones, because I feel it's more lyrical. Because I don't see... So if comparing the arts, yes, you can compare them, but in a very respectful manner. Now, this is it. Odumodu may be singing what does not make sense to me, because I don't understand. It's just singing, but it may make sense to that individual, and he may like it. He will say, "This is your style. I like your singing gibberish." Like Charlie Poppy came with a new style, started dropping one words. You know, the way he sings is the way he sings the song is different, right? And that's his own kind of heart. Now you can imagine somebody that is like Johnny Drill, that actually writes songs for people. He's a songwriter, and he also produces his own music. You cannot compare the same act he does with Odumodu or with Charlie Poppy, because they are different kind of music. So you cannot really you can only compare them based on maybe
Portable.
You can
You're not nice.
William said Portable. Well, you see, now you know.
But
you
it's
cannot-
still art. Portable is
It's
still
art.
art.
People like him.
Yeah.
People fan him.
No,
People,
so you are talking about Johnny G. So I said, you can
Johnny
still
Jr.
compare them.
You can't really compare
They're
them
very
because
far.
this one maybe always singing whatever he feels comes to his head. The person actually writes his song
Settle
and
down
wants
to
to
rhyme.
rhyme and all of
Yeah.
that. So if you want to compare arts, put the people that are singing the same thing
Yeah, that
in the
are in the same category.
Like I will leave Nigerian sphere now. I'll go to America. Like rappers, you want to compare between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. They are both rappers. They both rap intelligently.
Yeah.
You want both of them sing and rap. So you can ask, okay,
Even though
this
some
guy.
persons have the opinion that one is more lyrical than the other.
Yes, Kendrick is better than. Let's go.
That's your opinion.
That's your opinion, right?
Kendrick is better. Yeah. So because I like how he sings and I like how he play on word. He goes double and
Yeah.
and all of that. So then, yes, you can compare different acts
Both
that
of
people
them,
do,
yeah,
but then
yeah.
it should be based on. There should always be. It should not be that this person like you cannot compare Kendrick
Yes.
to a local rapper in Nigeria now. They're not of the same.
They have to be. They have to.
They have
have
to
something
almost
in
be on the
common.
same level. Yeah.
At
So
par.
that's what I feel. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. What do you think of that, Saro?
Yeah, if we want to go by comparison, like he said, it has to do with genres.
Okay.
Genres differ.
Differ, yeah.
Yeah, some are into Afro beats.
Afro beats, Afro
Yeah,
fusion.
some
Afrofusion,
There's
Pop,
now,
pop,
I think
pop.
I'm hearing
Afro
Afro
pop.
pop.
Afro pop.
There's even Afro juju.
Yes, Afro
You
juju.
understand?
Exactly.
So for me personally, I love Kiss Daniel
Okay.
because it kind of blend with my style.
Your style.
Yeah, I like him
You
too.
understand? That's why if you observe Kiss Daniel since he dropped his first hit
Yeah.
to date, I think he's the only artist that does not have a
Album.
No,
But,
not album, like a
wax song. Or a wax
Okay,
album.
weak
Yeah,
Is
wax.
it
all-
quite
He's always
consistent
dropping-
with
he's
his
always
style?
dropping-
dropping hit
Yeah,
back
back
to
to
back,
back.
One single
back
hit,
to
one
back.
single hit,
You
one
understand?
single hit.
Even the top dogs like
Yeah.
Davido, Burna Boy,
Yeah.
the Wizkid now.
They rate him a lot.
like they call them the big cats.
The
or
big
something
cats,
like that.
yeah, the
Now,
big three.
The big three.
Big three.
Now those big three, I can tell you, some of them have bad sounds.
Not to their fans.
Not to the, of course.
That's what the standship comes.
yes,
That's
yes,
that's
not to
the
their
country
fans.
comes. Not to their fans,
Okay.
of course.
Okay.
You
Even
must
if the person just whistle.
they take it. Now,
They say that, man,
but
you
Kiss
don't drop,
Daniel
say
is
it's
somebody.
mad.
Kiss Daniel is somebody that
That hasn't been found one thing
It
so
hasn't,
far.
so far,
Okay.
all song has always been a hit back to back. Olamide was, similar too,
Yeah.
but there was a time, it kind of dropped the bar.
Yeah, stopped.
You understand? It dropped the
But
bar.
I guess that was because he had some artists in his.
Of
label.
course,
So
of course,
Dropped to the
he was
background.
grooming.
so he became the boss.
Asake,
the state man,
He
yeah.
became the
UK,
boss.
yeah.
When you have young ones you're grooming
Yeah.
that are not taking over, so money is still coming in. So why do you want to stretch yourself? You understand? So he just went full blown management style. As a label boss. So I think for me that's where all these things stem from.
Thank you so much, Osaro. Now, Williams,
Yes, you
what
see,
role does peer pressure play in drawing young people into stand groups?
peer pressure. See, first of all, just like you said, there are some other part of the fan base now that wants to live the life that these artists are living.
Okay.
So they see it like, just take for example, there are some certain part is quite unfortunate, but I just have to do on it. Most of them, no matter you see that they do this smoking,
Yes.
They
They indulge in vices. Yeah.
Yeah, different kind of vices, yeah.
And then there's a certain part of this fan base, not all of them though, that also wants to behave
Live like that.
like them. Now you wake up in the morning, you are not even working. The fact that you are supporting artists,
Yeah.
and then you see that probably you because most of them they follow them back to back, so they know, they can tell you that no, they tie like 2 times a day or 3 times a day.
Really?
So you want to do that, and you don't have work, what you are doing that you can
Yes.
keep up.
And you don't even have the means to sustain it.
It needs to sustain it.
And it's not actually a good thing
And
to
it's
do.
not,
Of course,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to picture that to you now.
Yes.
It's not good. I'm trying to then you put it in your empty stomach. Now the other day there was this video that went viral about Davido. He
Okay.
was eating. If you see the plate, the way everything was packed full.
Well garnished.
Then what plays on my head that those people that are also copying the other side, you are not seeing this place
I'm not saying,
now on
of
this
course
side.
not, but they will see the negative
But
one
it's,
wrong with it.
so when he's done doing that, he does that, and then he don't really feel anything. Then the next thing, he goes on vacation, branching one of the clinic around there.
Yeah.
They check on him. They tell you, okay, try this is what you should. And then they keep to those instructions,
Okay.
and then they do those things. But you don't have the access to this. You understand me? So now you thinking that they are doing that, they are living the life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't really. If my artist being a
Celebrity.
A
a celebrity, a
Yeah.
fan, okay, he's doing this, I should be doing that. you forget to remember that there's a certain part of them that you cannot pursue.
I cannot even see on social
You
media.
can't see it on social media.
Okay.
Just take the part that you see. Use it to motivate
And
yourself.
then I guess there's also the aspect where a lot of these celebrities live la vida loca. You know,
Yes.
wear and drive expensive cars and
It's
expensive
expensive,
clothes.
but everybody wants to be like them.
Everybody
You
wants
know,
to be like them.
you just put on a
Yes.
clothes, and then you want to stress yourself to get that clothes, that brand.
That's where the pressure comes in.
So if my celebrity that
my fave.
I stand, my fave is doing that, let me also do. And then most of it, if you are able to do it, they take that and put it on there. If the ones that have those, they just like Osara said, the well-recognized page, advanced page, verified page, and all that with a lot of followership, they snap it and also want to pressure others. So they snap and say, yes, my fave, you know, the target they use to see that. Okay, that is the one that at least was able to keep up. You know, gather resources and then get that done. So there is nothing that you need to pressure yourself unnecessarily.
All right.
You must learn to know that this is where it gets to, and it must stop.
This is the limit.
This is the limit, and you must stop.
All right, Momo, peer pressure.
Peer pressure. It happens even with your friends, your peers. They can also, influence you to like something that you don't actually will not like.
Okay.
Like you can be in the hostel, maybe a university student, undergraduate. You're in the hostel, and this particular roommate of yours is always playing this particular guy song.
Virtually everybody in that circle.
Yes, and he's talking about
just
this
like the three of you are
footballer.
Man U fans now.
Yes,
Somehow you are trying to get me to become a Man U fan as well.
No, we can convert you now.
You
We
see,
can
that's
belong.
that's peer pressure. So you see, just by doing that, constantly seeing this or listening to this particular music, because we are always shaped by what we listen to. It's very important you don't digest anything anyhow. You should always mind what you digest, what you read, and what you listen to. So when people constantly listen to this particular, I'm using a celebrity, a musician, for example. So you see, maybe one way that the person may not start liking the song. It naturally does not like loud music, and this person sings loud, and now is now liking it because of the peers he's rolling with. But then if he's rolling with people that like similar thing like him, he would maintain his own stand, But now it happens, it affects people a lot. And even if it's not just between you are seeing, even on social media, you come online every time, you see Whiskey FC is doing this, you see Outsiders is doing that, you see these people are always posting this, because of maybe you may like this particular person, individual, or you want to belong, so to speak, you may not start doing all of those same acts, whereas it is not your thing generally. So it affects, peer pressure affects this stand culture a lot. So persons don't even know when they even fall into it. They'll be deceiving themselves and lying to themselves that I like this person, whereas genuinely they don't send they have no 2 cents about this particular individual. So it affects people a lot.
Thank you so much, Momo. Osaro, what risks do young people face in obsessing over celebrities? What risks do they face in running with this whole stand culture thing, right? There are lots of young people who cannot even see themselves. They see themselves through the eyes of their faves. So what risks do you think are inherent in this mindset?
Yeah, it's kind of intertwined from what they said. Like, the risks they face is how to do with their mental health.
Okay.
That's one. You are into somebody that
probably doesn't even know you exist.
You don't even know. That's one funny thing. You dedicate your time, your resources. It costs money too. It's cost effective because maybe, for example, is maybe a lot of these big three or whatever, they have not come to Benin to actually host a show. It's mostly Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, you understand, top cities. Now you have to take a flight there. You're also going to get a ticket, get accommodation, hotels, and so it's cost effective. Then another thing that is very concerning to me as a person is you losing your own self. Like, you're not living the life of somebody else. You understand?
So you lose your identity.
You lose your own personal identity. You understand? You're not chasing the lifestyle of others. That's why you see me now. Most of the time, I appear. I'm always on because I want to buy. You say, buy Naira to grow the Naira. So I go with everything is homemade.
You are a patriotic man.
I'm a patriotic,
a true Nigerian.
So I don't have to because my the person I'm standing or the stand culture will not change my behavior to not start buying expensive stuff. Gucci. And the Gucci you're going to buy is not going to be the one he's buying. Because he's going to buy the real stuff.
There are levels to these things.
He's going to buy Gucci, but you're going to buy a late Gucci. So that's it.
Okay, so that's what makes the difference. Right?
Yes, of course.
Actually.
All right, it's still Flipside on independent television, and we're discussing the youth and stand culture. Now we have to go on this final break, and when we return, it will be time to wrap things up on the program. Don't go nowhere. Yeah, welcome back. It's still Flipside on independent television, and this is the final lap of the program. Now, at this point, I would like to ask some very interesting questions. And Williams, this goes to you. How does the stand culture impact on how young people view fame and popularity? And of course, success. Success is all-encompassing, so it's not just fame. And there's also the desire to be rich. Okay, so I guess it was this artist back in the day that sang Rich and Famous.
Rich and Famous.
Praise, yeah.
Yes.
Praise, yes.
So how does the average young person, view fame and success in the light of, the lifestyle that these celebrities live?
Yes, first of all, just like Osaro said, everybody wants to be famous. Of course, everybody wants to be famous. But you must understand that for you to be famous, you must first understand your niche. Don't put yourself in another person's image wanting to be famous. You may not get there, or probably you may even, that's what I say, dead on arrival. You'll just be getting there, and then the sabo must have run out.
Okay.
Understand? I know a lot of friends who are still trying to meet up in the music industry.
Music, yeah.
But probably because of their own artists, their celebrity, and then what they preached to them that, hey, when you get into music, money, the fame, the razzmatazz,
So they'll probably be giving the wrong impression.
the shows.
Okay.
Then, but you forget to understand that even with people you see on the red carpet, there are people who run the red carpet. You should try and see, okay, if I'm trying this, it's not working. If it's a passion, and then just try in the part of the showbiz, try other parts. There are people that are running, let's say, moving around, rubbing shoulders with this same celebrity that you are standing, because they'll be able to look at them, picture one part that they need most, and then they run with that. And these people notice them that there's no way they can do it with this person. They start running together. Say, for example, I will give you an example. Davido, you always see him around with the one called Cubana Chief Priest. That is one of a big show promoter in Nigeria. She is with showbiz. So Davido needs him to be on our faces. So definitely wherever he's going to be with him, the camera will always have to picture it. Then there's another young man again from Edo State who people have criticized over the time.
Israel DMW.
Israel DMW. He said, okay, fine. Since I don't want to be a musician, since I need fame, which part should I do? So into the part of eulogizing. So
isn't he supposed to be the logistics manager?
Yeah,
but
logistics.
somehow he has metamorphosed into a hype.
He runs the background, but he needs fame. So just like he said, he wants to be famous. Not everybody wants to be, but most of the people wants to be famous. So he wants to be famous. He's the man that's famous. He said, okay, he pictured it and said, okay, which part should I pass?
Carve a niche for himself.
He carved a niche for himself and said, okay, let me start in. And then he got it, the famous O2 Arena.
Okay.
He has been doing that on the background.
And I saw a clip, where he was, eulogizing the Benin culture. And
yes,
all of that
and beautifully. So when he got the opportunity, he did do it with just the normal, just like Osaro said.
Yes.
He did it with his own culture.
The Benin regalia.
And it was so beautiful.
Promoting the act.
It was so beautiful. Promoting the act. It was trying to eulogize him. So probably must have been doing that low key, but he got the opportunity on Road to Arena.
Yeah.
Became famous.
Okay.
So you always see, you call him my Oga, my boss, my this, my that. So you picture that part. So if you want to be famous, then you don't really need to be who they are. Look at something else.
Carve out an age for
Tap
yourself.
from it. And then just not just fanning. Tap from then consistency, always be there, put your perseverance, keep on pushing. Before you know, you will get there. It's just probably just one show or just one sitting around, and they notice you're home and dry.
All right, thank you so much, Williams. I'll take that to be your final word, though, because we are gradually running out of time. Now, Williams, Momo rather.
Yeah.
The young people and the way they view fame and success.
Yeah, it's becoming too much nowadays. Everybody wants to be famous. People they don't want to even be famous for the right things anymore.
For the right reasons.
For the wrong reasons, people want to be famous for the wrong reasons. People do not actually care anymore whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. They just want to be on screen. They don't know if they can actually handle being on screen. They want people to know them and all of that. So, you know, they see these as celebrities every now and then, you know, being famous and, you know, rich, they can open a lot of doors for them. And they also want to, you know, because they're mostly fanning this person, they may also want to align themselves to that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can affect them psychologically, even emotionally, because now, if they don't get what they are looking for, they become so depressed and it's so drained. You see them at 1 a.m. doing TikTok live, telling you to tap, 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 and all of that. It can be very hilarious.
TikTok
you know, yes, yeah, and sometimes they go as far as, you know, doing things that ordinarily they wouldn't want to do. And so it affects the young mind. It makes the young mind now not want to be productive elsewhere. Like, that's my opinion.
Okay.
You know, I don't like to be behind the scene making the money.
Happen,
Making things happen behind the scene, because it's popularity, fame comes with different kind of perks. You know, now you are famous, you can't take a tuke anymore.
Yeah.
You have to always be on cab or your own vehicle. Now you're famous, you can't wear the same dress maybe in 2 weeks. You have to now buy new clothes.
Yes.
Now you're famous, you cannot go and do a benda select and buy.
You can't even afford to be seen in a certain type of way.
Now you're famous, you cannot just be seen. You know, you now have to now start believing what Sarah called a fake life.
Yeah.
So to speak, you now start to pressure yourself, pressure your mind,
keep up.
pressure your parents if you're still with your parents,
Yeah.
pressure your partner if you're married, or your as the case may be. So this can also tell on the individual, on the person, because now the person may be so exhausted emotionally, and then may not be able to, like Sarah said, live your own life, as that individuality about you has left you.
So
it's always
you also
good.
see yourself living the other person's life.
Yes,
the celebrity's life.
It's always good for people to strike a balance in anything you're doing. I said that before. It's good to strike a balance. Try your best to, you know, take characters about this person you like. If you want to impact change, look for what you can do, rather than, you know, just dragging everything on this person may just seem that they are interested in, or this person you are fanning. It's good to just, you know, take little things about the person. Don't take it too serious. Don't make you sure that you now put those toxic characters in real life. Because of this person is a Man United fan and I'm a Chelsea. No, I'm a Liverpool fan. I cannot be a Chelsea fan. I would not want to talk to that person. You know. So imagine that is now, you know, beefing somebody in real life. It shouldn't be that way. You know, we should try our best to, you know, limit all of this and, you know, try to be human, because everybody that is doing this, they're all human beings too. They make mistakes.
Yes.
They make mistakes. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So stop seeing them as superhumans. Osaro, how? I mean, you have anything to say in that regard?
Yeah. What I would just say is, you know, like my colleagues have said, personally for me, I'm going to use me. I like to be behind the scene. BTS. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. Let those who seek fame, let them also know that no pain, no gain. We made mention of Israel just now. He has gone far because he has carved a niche for himself. But there's a pain somewhere.
True.
We got married. And the wife didn't like the lifestyle. Like, you know, you're supposed to be your own.
Lose his marriage.
Your own guy. It cost him his, you know, his marriage, right?
So that's like the downside.
The downside of it. So you know, that's why I said I want to be behind the scene. And personally, for me, my own niche is kind of like, I like the historical perspective of everything. Okay. So I like to dig up facts bring real data to you, I put the plaster to you, make sure you, even some people don't like it, but I've already developed tough skin. Because I know that this niche that I've gone into, people don't like, in Nigeria people don't like the truth.
Yeah, true.
If you give them data right now that is factual, they will try to say no, you are incorrect. You understand? So they want to counter you. So you have to be well prepared for that. You understand? Like he also made mention of, when you become famous, you cannot take tuke anymore.
You cannot no longer eat mama put.
You cannot go and eat like me now. After this show, I'm going to mama put. But if you
that's because you're not famous.
Of course, because when I get that fame that, you know, you are looking for, you so, you know, so sick per se. When you get it, you will not see that this life is different though.
Not what I
because
thought.
you know
anything you do, they'll record you.
They want to record, like
paparazzi.
You'll be on the spotlight virtually every minute. If not civil seconds. You understand? I want to go and eat mama put now, and I'm seeing somebody videoing me, and I'm not even aware. You understand?
You don't even have your privacy anymore.
I don't have my privacy anymore.
They will use it to run the other side. Say, look at your Facebook. Look at all these things.
That's what they call agenda. If you go to Twitter now, you see people joining community called agenda offers. They'll say agenda don't get papa, don't get mama. But when you don't go on create some kind of funny agenda, then they're not, give you a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Some people, you say something, I'm going to sue you because you defame my character.
All right.
Then they start apologizing. Oh, please, so that's the thing. So you have to be very careful. No pain, no gain when you're seeking fame.
No pain, no gain. I hope the young people out there are hearing, and I hope you are taking notes. It's very important to know that, you see, with fame comes responsibility. With success comes challenges. My panelists have actually said it all, and I'm sure that just like they say, a word is enough for the wise. Take what you can and run with it, all right?
Yeah.
It's very important that we do not get too obsessed with these people, just like my guys have said. These people are humans just like you are, okay? So do not think they are superhumans. They are bound to make mistakes. So while you're farming them, while you're standing them, take the positives and discard the negatives. A very big thank you to you guys for being a part of the show. You guys have actually, made my day.
Thank you
and I
very
must say, I had so much fun doing this with you.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's been Flipside on Independent Television. A big thank you to you out there for being a part of the show. My name is Harry Igboje, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, do the right thing, stay out of trouble, and bye for now.